This corporate slave protagonist really has it tough. After working overtime, he finally managed to make himself a big meal to reward himself. But before he could take a single bite, he suddenly dropped dead while sitting in his chair. When he opened his eyes again, he had been reincarnated into a noble family. In another world he thought he'd live a life of luxury without worry. However, the bread on the table was as hard as a rock. And the soup was blander than plain water. His dream of a gourmet life was completely shattered. What's wrong, Weidelin? Nothing. There's no more soup for a second helping. It turned out that even though he was reborn into a noble family, this household was dirt poor. The peeling walls and patched up furniture kept challenging his understanding of nobility. Just when you think this is already a disastrous start, you have no idea how much crazier it's going to get. The protagonist has 7 older brothers. Yesterday, the family held a wedding for the eldest brother. To do so, they nearly emptied out all the savings they had accumulated over the years. All the ingredients for the wedding banquet were painstakingly gathered from the forest by the good brothers, day and night. As a result, wild vegetables and game in the area are nearly extinct. This is truly a dreamlike start. But that's not all. Because of the eldest brother's marriage, the 3 adult brothers now have to move out and live independently. However, since they gave up their inheritance rights, they received a sum of money to make a living. For example, they could go to the royal capital to study literacy and gain civil rights, take exams to become soldiers or lower-ranked officials, or join the Adventurers Guild to learn skills and become adventurers. In short, after leaving home, they had to rely entirely on themselves. If all you know is how to play, you'll suffer later. As for the protagonist, because he's still young, he could continue living at home. After saying goodbye to his 3 older brothers, the protagonist realized he had to do something now. He couldn't just idle away until adulthood. So he went to the family library, hoping to find some useful books. During his search, he found a crystal ball and a page of instructions. It stated that the crystal could test whether a person had magical talent. Everyone is born with some degree of magic power in their body. But those who can actually use magic are 1 in 1,000. They are extremely rare existences. Although it looked like something made to fool children, the protagonist, having been reincarnated into this world, was still very curious about the mysterious magic, so he followed the instructions to give it a try. Unexpectedly, he drew the gold result. At the same time, a magician in a forest somewhere sensed a magical fluctuation. The protagonist knew that simply having the talent wasn't enough. He also needed proper magic books to develop his ability. But after searching all over the bookshelves, he couldn't find anything useful. Suddenly, the protagonist's father pushed open the door. The protagonist quickly asked if there were any other books. There aren't, besides, I can't read. Oh right, go collect some firewood from the forest. While collecting firewood in the forest, the protagonist imitated TV characters from his previous life, chanting incantations repeatedly, but in the end, it was all in vain.